Hi guys and welcome back. So in today's video I decided to talk about my favorite eyeshadow palettes. Now I do have a good selection of eyeshadow palettes in here and they're all different in their own kind of way, but also the price point is different. Now I do understand some of these palettes can be quite expensive for some of you. Even the more like affordable ones can be quite expensive when it comes to makeup. And nowadays the makeup companies are charging so much money for all these products like foundation, eyeshadow palettes, I don't know, highlighter. So yes, it gets quite expensive, but I always recommend you to buy your makeup products if you can on sale. Or maybe with a promo code, with a discount code, to wait for that sale period maybe. Or you can always use ShopTagger, which is my favorite online shopping tool that I use all the time for many years now. I do like a good online shopping and I definitely like spending my money on makeup, but it's always nice if you can buy the product that you wanted for a long time, or that you want right now, on sale or with a discounted price. And ShopTagger is one tool that helps me with that all the time. And not only for makeup, but also for clothes, shoes, accessories that, I wanted for a long time. And when I get a notification that it's on sale, I'm like, okay. And I guess the best part in here is that ShopTagger is a free tool and everybody can use it. So you just need to sign up with your Google, Facebook, or just your email in order to use ShopTagger, and then you download the browser button and you have it in Google Chrome, and then you just shop online. And if you see something that you want to buy in the future, maybe you just save it with your ShopTagger button, and you also let ShopTagger know if you want a notification when this item goes on sale. And then you just have it in your collection in ShopTagger. You can also create different wish lists. So to have your dresses in one place, to have your makeup products in one place. You can share those with your friends or maybe your family, so they know exactly what to buy you in the future. But it's just great that you have all the items that you want in just one place, and if everything goes on sale, you'll be notified via email or mobile phone. You can also find on ShopTagger all the stores that they work with, so everything is great. I'm always happy to collaborate with ShopTagger and to show you, how you can benefit from it. And especially because it's free, you can always try it and give it a go. So I will have in the description box a link to ShopTagger, and definitely check it out and try it because it's really good. And now I will start with eyeshadow palette. So the first palette that I wanted to mention is from my favorite brand, which is Anastasia, my favorite eyeshadow brand. And I do have a lot of palettes from Anastasia, but one palette that I can recommend, to pretty much anyone, if you are a beginner, if you are a pro. If you want to buy just one palette from Anastasia, I recommend Soft Glam. And I guess for many people, if they need to choose one palette from Anastasia, it would definitely be Modern Renaissance. And I do agree that one is really good as well, but this one just has so many just neutral colors. It's easy to use. You have both matte and more shimmery glittery shades, and it's just universal. And I mean, look at this beauty, especially those glittery shades in here, really stunning. And you have a good selection of neutral shades in here. You have a little bit of more like a cool tone ones for the crease, for example. You have a lot of warm tones, the neutral ones. You have a bit of everything, but these shades, I think they would just flatter any kind of eye color. So the formula itself, it's really good for the mattes. It's really buttery and soft, but at the same time quite pigmented. They're a bit more on the powdery side, but I don't think this is an issue, if the pigment sticks to the skin. Sticks to another eyeshadow that you put underneath, so it's not a problem for me. So here, if I can recommend just one eyeshadow palette, it will be this one, Soft Glam, just universal. That is the best name. Moving on to the next brand that I wanted to mention, and this is Viseart. Now Viseart is expensive. I think I bought my first palette, which is the Neutral Matte palette, 2 years ago, and it was around $80, so it can be quite expensive. However, right now I think you can definitely find some Viseart palettes on sale, and I bought my second one on sale, which is the Editorial Brights. And I do recommend, first of all, the Neutral Matte palette because it's all like neutral shades. Again, you will use them all the time and they will work for many, you know, skin tones, for many complexions. It's not on top because it's only matte shades and I do like a bit of sparkle from time to time. So it's not a very universal palette for me because I cannot create, you know, different kind of looks with that, only matte looks. But in terms of the quality, how it blends, you know, the pigmentation, the quality is just absolutely fantastic and it's definitely, you know, up there. I wanted to mention this as well because it's a fantastic palette if you like bright shades. And this is the only bright eyeshadow palette that I have in my makeup collection that works so well. All the shades blend so nicely. It's not like a dirty eyeshadow when you mix, you know, one of these with maybe like a neutral shade, because usually this is what happens with those cheaper, you know, eyeshadow palettes where you have these kind of shades and you try to blend them with some other shades on top and they create some kind of like a muddy look. And again, with this brand, it doesn't matter if you are a beginner or, you know, a professional, because everybody can use these eyeshadows. They're really easy to use and they blend nicely, so it's a win. The third thing that I wanted to mention is Juvia's Place, and I own 2 palettes from them and I cannot even pick which one is my favorite, so I will show you both. The Nubian palette contains more of these like warmy kind of shades, but still more on the neutral palette. Again, you have both matte and really buttery kind of shimmery shades, and I think this is the most accurate description because these are indeed super pigmented and very buttery to the touch, and they create this like kind of metallic film when you apply these on the skin. And the mattes from Juvia's Place, again, they're very nice, more on the drier side. Definitely drier than, for example, Anastasia Hills or Viseart, but still quite pigmented and blendable. And then I have the Douce palette, which is again one of my favorites because it contains such an interesting color palette, because you have these like green shades, you have a gorgeous neutral color for the crease, this like caramel color, and they all perform the same. So I definitely enjoy this consistency with Juvia's Place palette. I also tried in the past some other eyeshadows from Juvia's Place and they're all the same, so I love this consistency with their eyeshadows. And if you decide to pick, you know, a palette from Juvia's Place, you will not be disappointed 100%. Next, I wanted to mention a palette from Zoeva that again I really like, and Zoeva, it's more on the affordable side, this is for sure. And the palette, my favorite palette from Zoeva so far is the Matte Spectrum palette, and it looks just like this. So you have a bunch of these, again, kind of warm tones shades, but you have some cool tones underneath the palette. Now, these Zoeva matte eyeshadows can be a hit or a miss, and also their palettes in general can be a hit or a miss. This one is a hit for me because I really like, you know, the quality of the mattes in here, and I really like how these blend, how, you know, how is the pigmentation itself, how you can see that eyeshadow on the eye. And these also work great with some other eyeshadows, you know, if you try to mix them on the eyes. I've tried some other Zoeva eyeshadows in the past from some other palettes, and not all of them perform as good as the ones from this palette. And my 2 favorite shades from here are these ones. I really like this kind of shades, like a tealy combined with a bit of green. Especially this one is definitely more green, but this one, so unique and so interesting on the eyes, especially if you're doing something neutral on your, you know, upper eyelid and you're applying one of these colors underneath. It looks really kind of dramatic, but at the same time very seductive in a way. I really like having these kind of eyeshadows underneath specifically. Now let's move on to the last palette that I wanted to mention, and this is a palette from Natasha Denona. And this is one of her more like older palettes, I guess. This is the palette number 9, and it's from the 5-pan palette series, I guess this is how you call it. This one is the greenish pewtery kind of one. You have all these gorgeous shades in here, and the formula of this is so stunning, so again buttery. Reminds me a lot of Juvia's Place, but you do have more kind of dimension in Natasha Denona. You have more sparkle in them. I've had this palette for years now and I still absolutely love it. I do have another palette from Natasha Denona, but this is my favorite, my all-time favorite. I don't know why these shades just look so good with my brown eyes. This is one eyeshadow palette that I will always have in my makeup collection, and I'm still disinfecting it, you know, from time to time because it's quite old, but I still have a lot of product left, so I don't know, maybe I should buy a new one. But I definitely want to try some new eyeshadows from Natasha Denona, but the formula of these ones, fantastic. Really great, really pigmented, and so beautiful on the eyes. It just gives you that, you know, umph, that sparkle that sometimes you need. So this is a winner. As always, I'm waiting for your recommendations and your, you know, favorite palettes in the comment section. So I will see you in my next video. Take care and bye.